Welcome back everyone, welcome back to a very breezy Little Red Ninja allotment channel. Well, in today's video I shall be showing you how to put Comfrey to bed over winter. Well, how I do it anyway. I'll be showing you also how to overwinter your peppers, and also I'll show you now something I planted a couple of weeks back, and they've all come up near enough, as you can see there. All my garlic, well, most of my garlic, all the little tiny new varieties, and also where the string is, garlic that I grew this year, and that has exploded, and that is mainly because of what I put in the soil, that super soil stuff, and that is an absolute godsend. It really is. The elephant garlic hasn't shown itself just yet, mainly because it takes longer to get going, but overall I'm well chuffed. It looks like I might have a decent crop next year. Fingers crossed. But let's get on with today's video, which is all about the comfrey and also the peppers on how to winter. So let's crack on. Oh yeah, they look really good. And healthy as well, which is a good thing before winter kicks in. So let's crack on with today's video. Right then, with comfrey, as you can see there, it's still flowering. So when it flowers in the middle, and one thing that I usually do is I chop down all around the sides, all along here, all the way down there, all the way at the back, and also there. So what I need, what I'm left with I should say, is the central crown bit right there. I will leave the foliage because that's also good as a mulch when it rots down, or when it dies back I should say. It helps keep the weeds away. But if I look on this side, I need quite a bit to chop down, so that shouldn't take too long, and I can add even these ones here, I can add to my comfrey bin, which is a good thing. And I think I might be able to get a couple of pot bowls worth with what's in there, but I haven't checked. But what I will do, I'll crack on with chopping all this back. Well, most of it. I would say at least 60% of the plant will be chopped back, and then I'll come back when it's done. Well, the comfrey bush is now put to bed. I've just got to do one more thing, but I'll show you that in a second. Cut down to its winter size, and all that will do now is just die back and hopefully put the nutrients back into the main plant. And all I need to do is show you a few things. That there in the compost bin is the remnants of my last comfrey picking, and as you can see it looks like compost, but that is really good stuff for the compost bin, and that will all the nutrients in there will seep down into what I've got in there, and I've got some really good compost in there, so it'll make it even better. And what I've done with the leaves from that is stuck it in my bin, and as you can see, right to the top. So that will be rotting down now, and hopefully I'll get some juice. And talking of juice or concentrate, I've got a full bucket. Look at that, and that is thick as anything. That's not like watered down, that is just pure concentrate of the Comfrey plant, and that's an entire bucket. And what I will do, I've got a couple of pop bottles to fill up, which that'll be ideal, and what's left, what I will do, I will pour into the middle of the Comfrey plant, so to give it a little bit of nutrients. Because it's helped me this year, I want to give something back, so I'm giving back a lot of nutrients, so it helps it to become a bit better plant next year. So that is a little trick that I've learnt. You feed it, it gives it back, even though it gets nutrients from meters under the ground. It's always beneficial to give it at the end of the season a bit of a feed, and why not give it its own feed? Sounds counterintuitive, but I did it last year. I didn't show it in a video last year, but it does work, because I've had absolutely boatloads of Comfrey juice this year. So that is a little trick that I've learned, and hopefully if you do that with yours, you'll get the same results. But yeah, that's the Comfrey all sorted. Just got to do the Comfrey juice in the bucket, and next I'm going to show you how to overwinter your peppers. So let's crack on with that. So see you in a minute in the polytunnel. One last thing before we go in the polytunnel and show you the pepper overwintering. I've managed to get myself 2 bottles of Comfrey concentrate, and one thing I forgot to tell you is when you put it into a bin like I did, do not under any circumstances add water to it. There are people that say add water to it and it helps it rot down. You don't need to add water, because if you do add water, the stuff will stink to high heaven. It really will stink. And I've had that bucket completely, and there was no smell because it was completely concentrated. And when I've spread it on the Comfrey, no smell came from it at all. That's it. Easy as that. Do not under any circumstances add any water. So let's crack on with the peppers. So see you there. Now here we are in the polytunnel. A very warm polytunnel. This is quite weird, considering it should be a lot cooler. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining, because my peppers are doing alright. They're producing more fruit, but this is well overdue a haircut. And with overwintering peppers, you need a few things. You need to do a very big haircut to the actual plant itself, repot it with some indoor potting mix, and I stress indoor potting mix. And this potting mix actually provides nutrients for the roots, not for the foliage. It helps with rebuilding the roots and making the roots stronger over winter. So that is one thing that you do need, and that is the little bit of research that I've had to do, because I did them a couple of years ago and they're doing alright until I was going to bring them back over to the allotment, and a couple of days before I was going to do that, they died. So potting mix, indoor potting mix, is the way to go, I think, or what I've researched. And what you need is a pair of clean clippers, and I stress very clean. Do make sure you've got a pair of those. I've started on this one, and I'll show you what needs to be done. Is you have a V right there, and what you do, you go up to the first branch or the first join from this V and you cut everything above it, and that is very crucial, because there and there new buds or new shoots come out. What I need to do these other two, sacrifice those fruit that are on the plant, but also I need to get rid of these leaves as well. So and just check, because if there's any mould, it won't last. In fact, it'll be useless. So I'll crack on with this. The pots, you can keep them in the same pot, or even a slightly smaller one. I think I will go for a slightly smaller one. But when you've done the trimming, but I'll show you that in a minute, one thing that you need to do is, if you've got it on your allotment or bit of land where you grow your peppers, ideal to keep them on a sunny windowsill indoors, and that way hopefully you'll overwinter your pepper plants. So let's crack on with giving them a trim. So be right back. Here we go with the haircut. As you can see, this one is quite tall, but the V is near enough at the top of the plant. So even if it is that tall, it could be down there, the V, or it could be up there. You always do it from, like I said earlier, in the V. That one has got two stuck together from the same branch, and that one was the first one I did, and that there is a perfect specimen for overwintering your peppers. So all I need to do is repot them, and I've got the pots. I've got 3 pots there which are half the size of these ones, and this is, if I remember rightly, a 10-litre pot, so that should be 5 litres, quite possibly just the 3 litres, but I'll check. But I've also got the potting mix as well ready to go. So if you're liking the video so far, please do smash that subscribe button and the notification bell, as well as the like. But always do share these videos. That would be a great help to the channel. So let's crack on with potting them on. And one crucial thing, when you have potted them on and you've moved them indoors, when you water them once a month. You don't water them every week or every other day. You water them once a month, because you don't want foliage to come back too soon. And peppers kind of like drought conditions as well, so they'll be perfectly fine. So let's get on and finish this off and show you the end result. So let's crack on. There you go. All three now potted on in the indoor potting mix. And one thing I haven't said, the reason for the indoor potting mix is it seems to discourage fruit flies, all the mossy type bugs you get on compost. So that keeps all the nasties away from the actual plants. And yeah, they're ready to be put to bed over winter. So yeah, I'm quite happy with those three. I will take them back to the little den, and hopefully little Ninja will like what I've done. Fingers crossed. So hope you've enjoyed the video today. In the next few videos I'm going to do a gardening hack, a little trick that I've used majority of my gardening lifetime. And if you have to support things in the winter, I'll show you that in one of my next videos. A little gardening hack that is quite useful. So until then, oh, I've also forgotten, I've got to lift up some carrots, and I've also got to do my compost bin construction. So that will be in some future videos. So until then, this is Paul signing off from the Little Red Ninja Allotment channel, and I'll see you in the next one. How am I going to carry these back? Oh, I know, I've got a bucket right there, so I can take them back. Until then, look after yourself, and I'll see you the next time. Bye for now.